Hello and welcome to Talking WoW, a podcast where we talk about World of Warcraft. And in this episode of Talking WoW, we are going to be talking about the trading post and discussing, is it the real deal? Joining me is my co-host, Marty. Hey, Marty.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Very well, because we are joined by a very special guest. It is Syl from the Whispers of War podcast, which isn't currently running right now, but love that podcast, and Etsy superstar of Dutchy Doodles. Hey Syl, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And yes, we are going to be talking about the trading post, which was launched on February 1st, 2023. And some people were calling this World of Warcraft's Battle Pass. So let's start with that elephant in the room. Marty, is this a Battle Pass?
I guess you can say that it is, except you don't. The only thing you have to pay for is your monthly fee that you have to pay anyway to be in playing the game. So sort of battle pass light maybe.
So what do you think? Is this a Battle Pass? We just got to clear this up before we get going.
When I hear Battle Pass, I think pay to win. And for me, this is not it. I know that some people will say, oh yeah, but you always have to log in. Yeah, maybe. I guess, there's so many ways now that you can get gold to pay for your subscription as well. So it's not like you only have to use real life money anymore. It's all cosmetic, so I'm not really like, oh my god, you have to have this. I think Overwatch 2 is much more like, yeah, this is definitely that you have to pay for certain things, but no, I don't get that with the trading post at all.
I mean, the only reason that I say that I think it is like a Battle Pass Lite is that there are versions of the Battle Pass where you have two different tiers in the same Battle Pass, where the first tier is free, and you don't have to pay for it. You just log in and do your things when you want to, and then you have the paid for version below it, where you get more stuff, obviously, if you are doing things. So that's why I think you can say that it is like a Battle Pass Lite, but it doesn't have that pay to win or pay to get extra stuff aspect to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like they've definitely had a bunch of, I don't know if I want to say like microtransaction scientists or something like that in a room where they're like, actually we can adapt some things from the conventional Battle Pass idea and put them into World of Warcraft. But I don't get nefarious vibes from this thing, simply because you're paying the subscription anyway that you were always paying. And now actually it does feel more so to me like it's actually something that rewards being a subscriber. That you've seen it in other MMOs like Final Fantasy 14. They have it's not as interactive, but after you've subscribed for X amount of months, you get some cosmetic rewards, and it's actually nice to be rewarded for that. Now the trading post takes it a few steps further, that it actually requires you to play the game and engage with some content. But so far, and this is we're talking about this 3 months in, we're about to arrive at the 4th version of the trading post. So far it actually hasn't felt like work to do that. Like if you are subscribed and playing the game, like you're gonna unlock these rewards fairly quickly. Is that what you've experienced, Sil?
Yes, but I think it does depend where you are in the game with some of this, because I'm not at end level yet. Shock horror to most people. So there are certain things to get to end level, or to get to the points that you need to unlock everything for the trading post, that you're a bit like, okay, I can't do this, this is not open yet for me, I have to wait with that. It's things like the world quests, and I think trading stuff maybe as well. Your what's it called? Things that you have to do, like make so many things of this, or
the working orders.
Yeah.
That's right. No one does those anyway, so don't worry about
okay, so I'm not missing out, but it does limit you a little bit of what you can do. And some events that are tied to like world events, you will have to log in at that time to do them, like the March of the Murlocs or anything like that. And that's the one thing I don't like when it's a timed event like that, but it's not as difficult as it is with some other things to get. And I think, especially when we were talking about, you have to pay already for the game, I do feel like your hand is less twisted here to pay a lot of money in one go if you want to get a certain mount or a certain transmog, instead of when they go, oh, you want this new mount? Well, you have to subscribe for a year.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay this large fee on our shop.
Yeah, wait for a discount. That's what I do.
I do feel like, though, that I know that in the first month, both you and I, Tom, we went in that pretty much did every, the max amount of coins you could get, like in the first day.
Oh, it was like, forget race to world first. This was my fucking esports. Just, I'm going to get this pass completed before Marty, because Marty is superior in every other part of the game, maybe except PvP. But I want to get this first. I want to unlock my entire Traveler's Log first before Marty, and I think I did.
Yeah.
So, I'm satisfied now. I've literally reached all my goals in World of Warcraft. It doesn't get any better than that.
Good for you, Tom. Good. I'm happy that you're feeling accomplished there. So, but I think some of the following months, I think I was a little bit more focused on it as well in the second month. But the third month it was out, I was sort of like just like, you know what? These things, there's like something like kill 25 dungeon bosses or something like that, and complete 5 Mythic Plus, and I'm like, I'll get that done automatically just by playing the game in a month.
Do one pet battle. Marty's like, no, I can't do it.
It's the worst one. No, I think that the third month I was just like, you know what? I'll get this done over time automatically. I don't have to focus on it, and if I don't get it done, then towards the end of the month there's probably something I can do really, really quickly to get it done. So yeah, and I feel like it. I think I was in the beginning, I was very much like, oh, is this it? It's only like 1 day's worth of content, and now I'm sort of like, actually it's kind of nice. I don't have to stress about it. I can just take my time.
Is that how you felt about it still? Like, because I know myself, and probably everyone, when that first came out in February, that, everyone was swarming to their capital to get in the trading post. So much, though, I think it broke, right? I mean, like everything that gets launched online. And everyone was just so excited to get started on this. Were you the same, Sil, or did you take... Because, you're fairly open that you're a bit more casual approach to the game, and that's totally fine. How were you when this first came out?
I wasn't immediately from the start, I need to do this right now and complete it in like one go immediately. I think I waited about 2 or 3 days to jump into it, and then I looked at what I had to do and I thought, okay, well, I'll just casually start doing a few things and just see how we get there. And all of a sudden I was already like on 3/4 of the way, and I thought, okay, now we're going to grind out these last little things and see what I can get. But with the second one, which was the Jester outfit, I was not too much into that, and I thought, no, I don't. There's everything that I already want. I already have the points for. I don't want to go.
So you didn't go for the...
Nope.
Ooh. See, I understand that, because like some people were like, oh my god, the Darkmoon Fair Jester outfit, holy shit, like it's wild. And I wasn't really hyped up about it as well, but there is a meta achievement to complete 12 trading posts, and there is going to be I think it's almost like a warden type, Maiev Huntress transmog for doing 12 of those. So that has been like in the back of my mind going, well, even if I'm not too excited about the reward this month, I still got to get it done, because there's some pretty sick hunter transmog at the end of this.
No, I think that's nice, because it's, again, like for me this feels like when we have all the world events, and a lot of us have already done all of them, and I know that they reinvent them a little bit, but there was a time when you did, what a long strange trip it's been, and you got like an achievement for that. And did you get a mount for that as well?
Yeah, you did. Goddamn toothpick.
Violet Proto Drake, I think it was.
Yeah, so it's one of those, like, it feels like that, again, that you have to go for all those little steps to get a certain thing. But at least this you can do for an entire month and then it switches up again. And I quite like that. I like that it's something else now. And, you can pick and choose and go like, okay, well, I don't want to get the ultimate. Maybe you do in time, but I have a suspicion that some of these items that you see now will come back into rotation again. Maybe not like, okay, this will be exactly the same as next year, but I do think that they will rehash a few things, maybe in a different color.
Yeah, we've already started seeing that actually, because I've been a big fan of collecting the tattered cloak and the hood.
Me too.
I've been like, oh, give me different colors of these, please. It's just so nice to customize with that. And I think you're right. We will see these items return, maybe as they were originally, or different color variations, like you say. We're already seeing that. And I think the question then from this is, how do you feel about how items are acquired? So right now you get a certain amount of tendies or tenders. I get confused with what it's actually called. You only get so many of those per month, and you can only then spend those, and you can't buy everything on the store that month unless you have hoarded loads of tenders and it's several months down the line. But every month you're not going to be able to buy everything. Mm-hmm. Marty, how does that make you feel? Because you're a completionist, right? You want to have everything.
I mean, yes and no. To be fair, when there's pets on there, I'm not super interested in those, for instance. If there's a mount, then I most likely will go for it, because, I don't know, I'm still a mount collector, apparently. Like, not hardcore going for mounts, but mounts is nice. So I really feel like it depends. There's also just some items, like offhand items, have never. I don't think I can think of like one offhand item that looks amazing.
That's because you're not an RPer though, so Sil will definitely be able to chime in about the offhands, I think.
There are certain ones that are really nice, and when I saw the bucket, I thought, yeah, there will be people who definitely want that.
For many reasons. There's been a leak at the Goldshire Inn. And
there's always a leak at the Goldshire Inn, let's face it.
Yeah, I'm sure Goldshire Inn has seen a wide range of these new cosmetics used in various different ways. But so, what about you? Like yourself, I'm also on an RP server, and I understand that a lot of these items on the trading post, they are a real dream for role players, because it allows them to express their character just a little bit more. You've seen people really embracing the pirate themed items that have been coming out on the trading post recently. From your perspective, how do you feel about not being able to acquire everything every month?
I think as much as it can frustrate me, I'm also kind of weirdly okay with it, because it means that what you're actually picking is much more meaningful, instead of just going, yeah, I'll have this because I have the coins for it, and then it just sits somewhere in your transmog tab for like forever, and you're like, oh yeah, I still have this. Now you're actually having to choose more consciously, like, what do I really want? And for me, it's very much mounts and pets that I don't have. That's my first priority, and then I'll look at, is it worth getting more coins for anything else that I really want. And because that's the good thing about the trading post, you can even lock in things that you really want for the next month. So if there's really something you're like, I need this as well, I need everything from this, then you can lock it in. So they do give you options, but I like actually that you have to be much more conscious about, what do I really want from this.
I still have a Fury of the Fire Lord locked in. I believe that was from the first month or something.
Is that the flail?
Yes, yes, it is.
I have that locked in as well. I don't know why.
I think it
just seemed really cool, but I don't think I wanted to spend tenders on it yet.
Same thing. I think it looks cool, but I had a lot of other stuff in the first month that I wanted to buy, and then there has been some random cool stuff here and there each month that I was like, I actually want this, so now it's still locked in. So if there's like a really bad month or 1 month, then I might get it.
I have to say, I really agree with Sil on this point of actually, because I know there's people upset that they can't acquire everything, and I think I understand that, because some people just want to have everything. They want to have all the options, and I think when you're playing World of Warcraft, you do have to accept that that's not probably possible unless you've played from day one and you became the Scarab Lord when the gates of Anchorage opened, like you're not going to be able to get everything in this game. You're going to be able to get most of it, and I think that's good. But I like having that choice every month with this now. It actually gives me just something to look forward to, that yeah, when I am looking at those list of items, I do have to think about it, and I do have to say, like which of these items would be good this month. And it is a decision, and some people don't like making decisions. I sure as heck don't when I have to pick something to watch on Netflix. But for this, for example, I think it works. I think it works because it's always giving you something to look forward to the next month. In a way, it removes a bit of the pressure of, oh, I have to collect everything. It's just like, you can't, okay? Like, you can't do it, so don't worry about that. You're probably going to be able to afford the top tier item if you want it. And then there's just little small cosmetics in there as well. And I don't know, I think it's nice that not everyone's going to pick the same items. Everyone's going to mix and match a little bit. And that means there's going to be a bit of diversity in the pool of items that we see out in the world. Because if everyone could have everything, then we might just see everyone with everything. And then does that feel as special? I don't think so. But again, I'm definitely for people having more customization with their character. And I think that aspect should be dealt with more just with like how our characters can look and body shapes and hair colors and hairstyles and everything like that. I think we need to go deeper into that. And when it comes to items as well, like I don't think that's quite as important, but it still gives people a chance to express themselves.
And I think we should also look at the things that Blizzard does give us, because you can say, oh well, they're not going to give us everything, but wasn't Tyrael's Charger in one of the trade post rewards?
The first week,
that
first month.
mount, yeah, and that mount is because I got that officially when I bought Diablo or pre-ordered it. That's the only way that you got it.
Same.
And
yeah, it was actually you bought WoW for 12 months and you got Diablo 3 for free and a mount.
And that's what I mean.
They're not doing that anymore.
No, oh no. So I'm a little bit like, you know, you do get the chance if you missed out on that because you were simply not playing or you weren't able to afford 12 months. This is, you know, a good thing to get that back, because I'm sure there are people who were still selling accounts, even though it's very much not how it should be going, for ridiculous amounts of money to have that one mount that you could never get. That's quite a special
Diablo
thing.
3.
And Diablo 3, of course. So, you know, I think instead of thinking, oh, they're not giving us this, maybe people should also look at what they are giving us.
Just on the counterpoint of that, so we're supposed to be mad about that because we earned that at the time. We spent money and got that at the time. So why should somebody starting WoW, you know, back in February, why should they get it? That's not fair, right, Marty?
It's the Sparkle Pony. It's been out for such a long time. I don't really care anymore.
No, like you say, it's giving people access to certain mounts that through different promotions in the past, and I don't necessarily. I'm not going to be hard. I don't feel like bad for people getting things that they want to get. Like I'm not just that kind of person that's sitting around going, well, I earned that back in Zul'Gurub, and now some scrub has got it, and it's just like, I don't care. Like I had the enjoyment back in the day. Like let people be happy, and if people find that mount good, and I wouldn't use it now. It's just too, like if you've seen the polygons in that, like.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's that age-old thing with World of Warcraft where, you know, back in vanilla, it was only like a very low percentage of players that we actually got to experience Nax Rammers. And I feel like with this, it's sort of like a little bit the same thing where this mount has not been able to get it for such a long time and there's not really a huge prestige in having that particular amount either, so you know, I think it's fine that it's being available to more people.
Absolutely. I have a suggestion actually. Stick the love rocket
yes.
on the on the trading post, because I'm sick of farming that thing.
That will never happen. You know what I think we might see in like the future as a special promo, and I know this sounds very hydraulic of me, but I think we'll get the I know that they're doing things with Prime already on Twitch. So we got, you know, like mounts that were only for trading card games. But I think what we'll probably see on this is maybe the Spectral Tiger.
I would pay good tenders for that. Just want to point that out.
That is a hot prediction there on Talking WoW from Sil. Probably everyone is like, yes, let's hope that one comes true.
I think that will probably happen when the numbers go down a little bit, like when it's a slow month in summer or something, and people are like, oh, look, the grass is out there. And then they're like, no, but we have a tiger here. So
don't you dare touch that grass. That is actually a good point, though, Sil, that Blizzard can use this to entice players back. Like that's something I'd never really thought about. That actually, yeah, they could be like, hang on, let's not put that transmog helm as the top item this month. It's boring. Let's put in this two-headed ogre mount or something. And it's just like everyone will be like, oh shit, like I need that. Like I'll need to come back to that. And I guess probably my final question to wrap up here is, do you still think that this would entice you to stay subscribed to Warcraft enough that even if you're not really feeling the game, you might just be like, hey, I'm just going to log in and do this trading post, this traveler's log for this month, and then I'm done for the month, just to, keep that ticking over? Do you think that would be enough as like a bare minimum to keep you interested in the game?
considering that I do the same thing for the Star Path in Disney Dreamlight Valley, yes. Absolutely.
If it's good enough for Mickey Mouse, it's good enough for Thrall.
So wait, what are you saying, Tom? Are you saying that there's actually an unsubscribe button to this game?
Yeah, I guess that question from Marty is totally redundant. like Marty's always raiding or doing something, and like has a very impressive subscription streak. But would it, Marty? Just say hypothetically, do you think you would have that? Would you have that FOMO of missing out?
I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think so. Sure, I do like to collect cosmetics for World of Warcraft. I do like to collect mounts, but it's not like my main thing in this game, and it's not like a thing that's high up on the priority list. I think there's other things that, if I'm not doing those things, if I don't find those fun or interesting anymore, then I probably wouldn't play the game, and I don't think this thing is that high up on the list. So
unless it's the Spectral Tiger coming in.
Unless it's the Spectral Tiger coming
absolutely
in, then they're just going to keep promising it every month and then be like, oh, actually, we had to switch and bait it there, but we promise it'll be next month. Just please say subscribe to our game.
I just think it's a really nice thing that they've put in, again, for collectors, but also just to switch things up. It gives you something else to do, again, and I think that's the strength of this expansion so far. You have so many different things that you could do.
Yeah, I find myself just looking forward to the first of the month now, and it's just a strange feeling that we've never really had in World of Warcraft before. Yes, we've looked forward to content patches, and we have a date for those, but now we have this date in concrete now. It's like, hey, the first of the month, you're going to see everyone at the trading post, seeing what's there and getting excited about what they can potentially spend. And in a small way, it's a bit like, every Wednesday after reset when everyone's going to the
I was
vault.
about to say that that's what I'm looking forward to every week. That's the vault.
Well, there you go. You have something to look forward to every week, every month, and the way the content is coming out for Dragonflight every few months right now. So yeah, overall, it feels like pretty happy with the trading post. But what about you out there, listener? How do you feel about it? Do you think it's the best thing since sliced bread, or do you think it's a pile of shit? Let us know in the places that you do. And thank you very much to our guest, Sil, for your thoughts and opinions on this. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on here, and we hope to have you back very soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in, champion! Did you enjoy this episode of Talking WoW? If so, why not drop a review on your podcast catcher of choice, or leave us a comment? You can find Talking WoW on Twitter or YouTube over at Talking WoW. Hope to see you again soon!